till verse 12 or 11 rather of Canto 2, Chapter 7, the scheduled incarnations, in which we learnt about Haigriv and his incarnation, that is the Vishnu's incarnation, and how he was able to impart knowledge to Saraswati. So this is what we understood from this last verse. So he is a person who had taken the Vedas from Brahmaji, had learned them, and had passed on the knowledge to Saraswati herself. So this is where we had stopped yesterday. So today we are going to continue from the next verse onwards. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse 12. At the end of the millennium, the would-be Vaivasvat Manu of the name Satyavrata would see that the Lord in the fish incarnation is the shelter of all kinds of living entities, up to those in the earthly planet. Because of my fear of the vast waters, at the end of the millennium, the Vedas come out of that is Brahma's mouth, and the Lord enjoys those vast waters and protects the Vedas. So here is the introduction of the next 4 yugas. So one Manavantara is over, another is starting. And before the start of that, the previous one, which is the Kali Yuga, which ended, it is mentioned that it got inundated with water. That is why Brahma cannot utter the Vedas at all. He says he is afraid of the water. So we understood so far so much. And now the new regeneration happens. That means the receding of the waters has to happen so that the land comes up. So this inundation of water submerges the earth. All right. Now when the earth gets submerged, this happens every 10 or 15,000 years. It's a cycle which continues. And it has been happening for eons. You can imagine that happening even in the next couple of 100,000 years, God knows when. So the earth gets completely submerged underwater. That means the land goes underwater. Only the water is there. These waters are murkier, and they stay like a stagnant water for many, many years. Now, who can survive in the water? Only the first avatar of his. That is when the Matsya avatar comes into the picture. So the first avatar that appears is the Matsya avatar. This is the fish incarnation. Now this particular avatar has got the ability to create more. So the entire underlying mass that is there below the water, the world develops there. We have not been able to gauge that. We have only seen the surface level of water. The worst place that we have ever touched is called the Marina Trench. Beyond that, we have not been able to go anywhere down under. It is thousands and thousands of feet deep. It's very, very deep. We don't even know where it ends. And just like you have a mountain range on the land today, there are different layers of land below the water. If you recollect, even when the 3rd Yuga ends, that is the Dwapara, you will find that Sri Krishna, where he was staying, Dwarka, it went underwater. There are past historical data available for kingdoms going underwater, right? So where it has happened, nobody knows. Atlantis and all these other places are also there. We have no clue where they are. We can try to search for them. People are trying to locate these kind of places, but it is near impossible. So let us continue. So the first avatar called the Matsya avatar comes into the picture. And he is the one who starts the cycle. Then the next one, which is verse 13, the primeval Lord then assumed the tortoise incarnation in order to serve as a resting place, that is the pivot of the Mandara mountains, which was acting as a churning rod. The demigods and demons were churning the ocean of milk with the Mandara mountain in order to extract the nectar. The mountain moved back and forth, scratching the back of the Lord Tortoise, who, while partially sleeping, was experiencing an itching sensation. A very beautiful depiction of how this has happened. You know, if we were to actually visualize this whole thing, imagine, as I told you, below the surface of the water, there is a terrain. The terrain is there which cannot be actually visualized. We can do by ultrasound and all those things, but we will not be actually able to picturize them because it is very, very deep, extremely deep, and it is near impossible to go there as of now with the current technology that we have. We can go up to Mars, but we can't go deeper into the ocean. This is something which we need to know. So we may someday reach there. So there are kingdoms below the sea also. Maybe you will find Aquaman over there. Who knows? Okay, that's a joke. Okay, so let us think about it like this. So below this, let us the swirling waters, the waters are there on top. Okay, the big waves are flowing on all over. I want you to visualize it. Now, it so happens that there is a mountain below the surface. Below the surface, okay? The mountain is getting churned like this. Okay, you know how churning happens, isn't it? All right. Now, visualize it. I'm not asking you to think that that is how it happened, but visualization is a must. In spirituality, we cannot see God in the physical form, so we got to visualize Him. Remember this. Even if you are not a visual freak or somebody who doesn't know how to visualize, but still if you want to meet God, you'll have to visualize God in a certain way. Okay? It's like you want to meet a great personality, you have to visualize that person. So we visualize. So here, the churning of the ocean is happening simultaneously. If you remember, this is the way in which the Shivji drinks that poison and that all that entire stuff. I think we have done it in the scriptures long ago, but I want you to think on those lines. So here there is this great mountain. A mountain is a piece of what we call as a fulcrum. Have you heard of the word fulcrum in your geography and your geometry and other places? Fulcrum, or in science, a fulcrum is a triangular piece on which, if you put one rod like this, you can use the rod for lifting something up. Got it? So this is something which we need to know. This is science. Okay, so this mountain underwater is actually used as a fulcrum later on. But today it is used as a churning rod. Do you have a mixer at home, a mixer grinder at home? I am sure. I guess almost all families have a mixer grinder at home. There was a time when we used to use that stone thing at home, but now nobody uses. So today we use a mixer grinder. When you see a mixer grinder, do you see that there is a rod like this and below that there are those fins? Huh? And it goes very fast. Or it might be the upwards like this and then those blades are there. The blades are moving pretty fast, isn't it? Think of that blade as a triangular piece of land. Think like that. It's like a mountain. You see how mountain is, no? It's like an arrow shape. But it is round arrow shape. Now this is resting on top of the avatar which we call as a tortoise avatar. Why tortoise avatar? Easily to ask this question, why do we have a tortoise avatar? What is a tortoise supposed to do? Does he stay in water and outside water also or no? It is only one species which is staying only inside the water. Whereas this fellow is supposed to stay below water as well as outside the water also. Okay, it's a kind of a mammals. Mammals are there which can live in water and sea and all that kind of thing. Frogs are also there which can, when they are tadpoles, they will be underwater, and when they are grown up as frogs, they go out. Think on those lines. Science, okay? Little bit of science. So think like that. This mountain is on top of this tortoise. So is the mountain steady in one place or is it moving? Think. It is moving. It is moving. So the tortoise is moving very slowly. He may be fast asleep, but yet he is going like this. Just imagine. Have you seen those big turtles which live for 350 years, very big ones? We have them, they are washing up in the shores of Orissa. And the Galapagos turtle, you have heard of the Galapagos Islands, no? Galapagos is very huge. He lives for 350 years and all that. So something like that. Imagine he is staying underwater. He's billions of years old. He must be, God knows, doing what all underwater, I don't know. Just moving around slowly in slow pace like that. So imagine the mountain is held on top of him. And it is used as a churning rod. In ancient times, they would take one in a twine and they would wrap it round and pull it. When you pull the rod, what happens? The rod, when it is pulled on both the sides, it creates a circular motion, isn't it? Like this. One rope is being pulled on this side, one is pulled on this side. So, that churning is happening. So, this triangular piece of the mountain is in the reverse direction. It is not this way, it is this way. Doesn't it sound very funny to you? Yeah, it is funny. But this is the innovation. Can you imagine? Innovation. How God must have done this innovation. So this mountain is upside down. It is used like, pulled from either sides like a rope, ding, ding. You have played top, that... when you are a kid, you'll tie the rope and then you will do that top thing, huh? We have done that. So think like that also. When that is happening, okay, the mountain is getting churned and the ocean around is getting churned. When the ocean gets churned, this is the Milky Ocean. Again, Milky. Why Milky, you will ask me? You see, when the entire earth went under water, it literally became ice. Literally. Ice cold water. Complete ice cold water. It was looking like milk. If you have seen ice, you have seen ice. You have seen those ice flows going right around, or even on mountain sides, when you go to any of those places, the snow and the ice looks white in color. Something like that is happening there. So this mountain, which is there inside, is being churned on both the sides. Who is doing the churning? On one side are the gods, the demigods, and the other side, this side, are the demons. The demons and the gods. They are pulling. What are they pulling? I mean, imagine you are on one side and you are pulling, and then you come to know it's not a rope, it's a snake. How funny it is going to sound, isn't it? Oh my God, I'm churning a snake. Yeah, that's what he is. So they use a snake for churning this mountain, reverse one like this. You can actually visualize it. Okay. So let us see this line. The primeval Lord then assumed the tortoise incarnation to serve as a resting place for the Mandara mountains. This is called the Mandara mountains, which are acting as a churning rod. The demigods and the demons were churning the ocean of milk with the Mandara mountain in order to extract the nectar. Okay. The mountain moved back and forth, scratching the back of the Lord Tortoise. So what is happening over here? The tortoise back is getting scratched. But how hard is the tortoise's back? Have you seen? It's very hard. Tuck, tuck, tuck. It's very, very hard. You can't even penetrate. That is why when it looks at some enemy, it will withdraw its head and all its legs inside. You seen that, no? And tail also. Why? Because nobody can penetrate inside that hard shell. So the hard shell is used for resting the mountain on top on which it is churning. The mountain moved back and forth, scratching the back of the Lord Tortoise, while partially sleeping was experiencing an itching sensation. Imagine the tortoise is feeling, somebody should scratch my back, because of this mountain getting churned. Alright, so now let us see. So this was another avatar which came about, and now we are going to talk of another avatar. I think everybody knows this avatar because of the movie that is there, Narsimha avatar. Alright. So, Sri Krishna assumed the incarnation of Narsimha Dev in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with the club in his hand by placing the demon in the thighs and piercing him with nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. So the next avatar which we are going to learn about in this scripture is called the Narsimha avatar. Narsimha avatar is now very famous. Why? Because we have seen him in a movie recently. He is half lion, half man. And the demon Hiranyakashipu is troubling all the good people over there. That is all the devotees. So he takes this avatar, and Hiranyakashipu has been given boons, that nobody can kill him, blah, 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 all that. I don't want to go into all that. You go and watch the movie, or maybe some of my old satsangs you'll come to know. You can't kill me outside, inside, outside the house or inside the house. You can't kill me in the heavens nor on the earth. You cannot kill me on this. You cannot do this. Nobody can do this. These are all the things which he had asked for. No human being can kill him. No animal can kill him. So the avatar which comes about is neither human nor animal. Narsimha avatar, half lion and half man. There is no weapon used. Okay. What is the weapon? The nails, the fingernails. Right? Then he is not killed outside or inside. He is killed in the corridor. That thing which is there, the step which you use for going in and out. That one. I don't know. It's not called corridor. It is called something else. Okay. That is there. Then he is not killed on top somewhere or at the bottom. He is put on the legs. And there he is torn into bits. Alright. So all the conditions were met. So this was the next avatar that came about. And Hiranyakashipu by himself was a very fierce demon. And so the avatar required for killing him had to be very, very fierce. Now the next one. The leader of the elephant, that is verse 15. The leader of the elephants, whose leg was attacked in a river by a crocodile of superior strength, was much aggrieved, Taking a lotus flower in his trunk, he addressed the Lord, saying, O original enjoyer, Lord of the universe, O deliverer, as famous as a place of pilgrimage, all are purified simply by hearing your holy name, which is worthy to be chanted. Sri Krishna, after hearing the elephant's plea, felt the elephant needed immediate help, for he was in great distress. Thus at once the Lord appeared there in the wings of the king of the birds, Garuda, fully equipped with his weapon, the chakra, that is the wheat, the chakra. With that chakra, Sudarshan chakra, he cut to pieces the mouth of the crocodile to save the elephant, and he delivered the elephant by lifting him by his trunk. Now here is one more avatar which comes to the rescue. What is that avatar? The avatar is of Vishnu himself. He comes riding on top of his Vahan. What is that? Garuda. So Garuda Vahan, on that the four-arm form of Vishnu comes with the Sudarshan chakra. Now this elephant which is there. See, what happens is, part 1 we finished, under the sea. Part 2, lifting of the land by means of another avatar, the boar avatar. Part 3, where the churning of the mountain is happening simultaneously. Part 4, Narsimha avatar, right? And in between there is this avatar which comes to save the elephant. So the land has now come into the picture. When Hiranyakashyap was there, land was there, correct? Agreed? Because they were now building houses and things like that, right? They were building castles. So that avatar is there. After that, what happens? Then we have the next avatar. The animals are there. The animals also need to address the gods. So you have seen in almost all the temples in India, the elephant lifts that, lotus flower and puts it on top of the, you'll find on both the sides, the elephant will be lifting his trunk like this and having a lotus flower in his hand, offering it to God. I'm sure you must have seen that picture somewhere. And he is also there, whereas Lakshmi is concerned. You have seen that avatar, isn't it? So that avatar is there. And then when the elephant calls out to God, saying that kindly come and save me, he goes over there and cuts off the head of the crocodile. So crocodile is a creature which stays underwater as well as on the land. Understood? Now we do the next verse. The Lord, all the transcendental in all material modes, still surpass the qualities of the sons of Aditi, known as Aditya. The Lord appeared as the youngest son of Aditi, and because he surpassed all the planets of the universe, he is the supreme personality. That is Sri Krishna. On the pretense of asking for measurement of 3 footsteps of land, he took away the land of Bali Maharaj. He asked simply because without begging, no authority can take one's rightful possession. Now the next avatar comes into the play. At that time, the land was ruled by Bali Maharaj. This we know because the previous avatar where we saw Narsimha avatar, you have seen Prahlad was there, right? Prahlad's grandson, Bali Maharaj. So the same lineage is continuing. So Bali Maharaj is a demon king actually. He is not a human king, he is a demon king. Now, though he was a very benevolent character and he honored all the Brahmans, everybody he will honor. The answer is like this for the Brahman worship, which we did yesterday also a little bit. In the ancient times, the knower of Brahma means not these Brahmins whom you see in India. These fellows are not ones I am talking about. I am talking about real knowers of the God. Not somebody who can recite the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita and all that. That even today a tape recorder can do, isn't it? Would you do? You know that, no? You go to YouTube, you can see something going on over there. You go to Spotify also, you can see people may be saying those verses. That doesn't qualify anybody for knowledge. Even a parrot can say good morning, good evening, hello, how are you, and all those things. Please remember one thing. We are not talking of recitation. We are talking of knowledge. Knowledge of Brahma. How many people in today's world you think have a knowledge of Brahma? Zero. Who can understand Brahma? Brahma means the divine unmanifest. It's hardly feasible for anybody even to understand. They don't know their own subjects. What are we talking about that? Especially after the pandemic, everybody's brain has gone toasted, Nobody knows what they are doing also. That is why all the Karens and the parents are there. Oh, no? How many Karens you can find? Now Karen is in USA. India, there are all these, I don't know what kind of names you can call them. They are there in this world. They get angry for no rhyme or reason. Similarly, you will find that there are lots of idiots we can find every day right around us, So knowledgeable people are becoming lesser and lesser and lesser. Idiots are growing by the day. Okay, does not matter. Nobody has enough knowledge today. Even though our brain is growing, doesn't mean anything. No knowledge. Ask anybody anywhere. So this knowledge doesn't exist. So the Brahmins were there in the past who could recite the Vedas and who knew the innermost meaning. So the king, Bali Maharaj, would honor every Brahman which came and would offer them something. He would ask them, what is it that you want? Naturally, human beings are petty. What is the worst thing that they can ask for? We all go to God's temple. What is the worst thing that you can ask for? Give me money, give me peace, give me a wife, give me children, give me this, give me that. Only begging bowls we are going to carry with us. Nobody has anything else to offer. And when they get everything, what do they offer God? I'll give you one discount, 5%, 1%, 2%. This is what people do. They feel that they are doing some great favor to God by giving something. Nah, God doesn't accept. Yesterday we were reading one book. In that it is mentioned that when you say something to God, God may not get angry, He may forgive you. But when you say something to the devotee of God, anybody does anything to the devotee of God, Sri Krishna gets very upset with it and he comes and hammers that fellow up, whoever has done anything wrong. This is the truth. I can tell you this much. So don't ever go and trouble the devotee of God. Okay? Not those fellows with the long, tail over here. I'm not talking about that. Those are useless devotees. They are not even devotees. Yeah. So we are talking about true devotees of God. Somebody who is in actual love with God, who doesn't wear orange color clothes and does one dance in the middle of the road. No. I'm talking about somebody who is peaceful and quiet and doesn't do big noise or ceremony anywhere. Okay? Peaceful people. They don't go and do tom-tomming all over, playing music and dancing in the street. I am a devotee of God. I am a devotee of God. What kind of bullshit is that? You don't do that kind of stuff. If you are doing it in 16th, 17th century, yes, they will put one picture. There were no newspapers then. But if there was internet, we would have put their pictures up. But today, every idiot wants to do that. He's a superstar in the internet. Worthless people. No. True devotee of God, who is always quiet. He does things quietly. So Bali Maharaj was a very great devotee of God, though being a demon. And God goes to him and says, he goes like a Brahman, a very short fellow. He goes to him and says, see, I am a Brahmin, I want something from you. So what do you want? Can you give me little land? No, we normally tend to make judgments on everybody. You know that, no? We love to make judgments on everybody. Even in that karate movies, all these 36 chambers and all that, we look at that fellow looking like this, he looks like a beggar, and the person wants to do karate fighting and all that. It turns out to be a master. Masters are always, incognito. They come incognito. So, like that, God also went incognito to him. He went like a short fellow. Okay, what am I doing? All right, can you give me a little land? So he said, how much land can this fellow take? Very little, isn't it? He said, okay, take it. As much as your foot can put the distance, you can take that much of land. So 3 feet. Okay, done. And when he found that he is not so tiny, he is massive. His 1 foot is here and the other foot covers the entire, the other part of the world. Then it became a big problem. So the third time when he says, now the third foot, where are you going to put? Third time, the third step. He says, now put it on my head, because that's the only place left. So he goes down under. All right. So the God, the divine Lord Vishnu, he says, okay, since you have been such a beautiful devotee of mine, I will make you the president of this country, which is called hell number 3. Okay. The hell number 3, which is approximately in your knee. Where is the knee, no? So knee land. Okay, knee land, we can say. So you are the president of knee land. Okay, from tomorrow onwards you go there. Now this is very strange, isn't it? Here he is given the boss of this. But you may say, why is he sending him to hell? This is a hell, no? Huh? All countries end with a land in that. Okay. They are basically hells only. What do you say? So in a similar manner, this knee land is also like a hell. So he sends him over here. Says, I was asked this question by a young chap, 5-year-old. So I told him, think like this. It's a very great security prison. Where all the gundas, mavalis, all the druggies, everybody, all the drug lords and everybody is there. So you just have to be in charge of the prison. Doesn't mean you are inside the prison. You are the boss of the prison. You know how the bosses of the prison are, isn't it? I'm sure you have seen a lot of movies, the Alcatraz type of thing. So this is an Alcatraz of the hell. So there you will find the boss is Bali Maharaj. And he is very, very benevolent actually. Doesn't mean he allows drugs inside, okay? Or guns or something like that. There will be revolt inside. No. He will say, I will fry you in a good oil. Okay? The oil has to be really good, not contaminated. It's a joke, okay? Don't take it seriously. But think on those lines. He is a boss of the hell because he is the super boss. He is not some ordinary person going in the hell. He is ruling the hell. And that is how he becomes. Right? So I hope that answered your query in your mind. Why did he go to hell? All right, now let us see. Bali Maharaj, who put his head under the water washed from the lotus feet of the Lord, did not think of anything besides his promise, in spite of being forbidden by his spiritual master. The king decided his own personal body to fulfill the measurements of the Lord's third step. For such a personality, even the kingdom of heaven, which he conquered by his strength, has no value. This is something which we need to imbibe in ourselves. We love all these material worldly gifts from God. We want money, we want peace, we want happiness. We actually seek a lot of things. Can you give me a good life? I don't want to be struggling for money. I just need a peaceful existence. can I have peace around me? Isn't that everybody is asking for? What do you want? I want to be a devotee of God, people will say. But the moment you say you are a devotee of God, you think about it. This is a very strange thing which you have to understand. If you become a devotee of God, God loves you like a son, isn't it? Like a son, daughter. You are supposed to be very close to Him. What is He going to tell you to do? He's not going to say, just sit around and enjoy. No, He will say, okay, there is my cattle over there. Go look after the cattle. Isn't it? Go milk the cows. Right or wrong? Go remove that poop. Cow poop or something like that. Okay, what do you do with it? Incinerate. Use it for creating electricity. Something like that He will have to tell you, no? Or you are going to sit and do what over there? Play cards? No cards allowed over there. There are no poker games. Nothing like that. In that heaven, there is no kind of enjoyment like this. Okay? It's not Las Vegas. Okay? Goloka is not like Las Vegas. There is no strip over there. Nobody strips also. So everybody is a gopi over there. You also are a gopi. You have to do the job which is prescribed for you. So on earth, when the Lord comes, He says to all His devotees, you know what He says? Sir, you are my devotee, isn't it? You want to be my devotee, correct? Now, I have some job for you. Okay? Go milk the cows. There are no cows in the city. What to do? Okay, go create one video for me. Like that, You got the word. So something like that He will say. Would you agree with me? Today's day and age, what will He say? That is all He will say. Correct? So this is how it works. Just a little job. Because He Himself is busy. He is not going to just hang around and sit. He's not doing like this, sitting over there or putting the flute in his mouth. As if he's playing. No, He doesn't do that. Flute He doesn't play. You see, think like that. He also is doing some work only. What is He doing? Not running around trees like what they show in Hindi films, okay? Otherwise you will think, the Lord likes to run around all those gopis of His. No gopis around like that also. He has to do some job which He has come to do. So He does that. Meanwhile, all the gopis around Him, they all perform some actions. And these actions are done. So here in this case, where Bali Maharaj is concerned, Bali Maharaj being one of the highest devotee of God, all the DNA and RNA and everything has come from his grandfather, no? Prahlad. So naturally, he's got all the good stuff in him, but still he is a demon. So when he says, put the third feet on my head, when he put the third feet on his head, he goes underwater. He doesn't complain. He doesn't ask for anything. He doesn't say anything. Remember, he is benevolent. He loves to give. He's not going to say anything. And that is how it is. So even if he is troubled, a devotee is troubled by whatever that comes his way. Be it, holding your breath underwater. And that is great, isn't it? Or doing some work. He should not be feeling, I am tired, I don't know what to do, what am I going to do, what is this, what is that. No. He is just going to keep quiet and do what is required of him. So he does this. See, alright, did not think of anything besides the promise. What is the promise? The promise given that I am your devotee, I am willing to do anything for you. This is the promise which Bali Maharaj has given to the Lord. You are a Brahman, you have come to take whatever you want to. I am willing to give you anything and everything that you want me to do. In spite of being forbidden by his spiritual master. His spiritual master had already told him, see, God will come, ask him. Something you got to ask him, but he doesn't. So, he was very much devoted to the Lord, and that is why he was willing to go even underwater and suffer, for which the God, Divine Lord Sri Krishna was very happy with his devotion. And that is why he gave him that world of his. I think we can stop over here safely, because then the next avatar starts. Alright. So the last avatar which we have done just now is called the Bali Maharaj's avatar. Okay. So we will stop over here.
Recording stopped.